Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
Imagine in your mind there's three letters, the letter A, the letter I, and the letter R. And what those three letters represent is A is action, the things that we do. I is the inspiration, or what Simon Sinek calls the why, or the purpose or passion. And then R is the roadblock, the internal stuff in between our ears, and the external, the environment, politics, inflation, food prices, house prices. The push for change is the greatest example of that. When I embarked on the idea of walking across Canada, I was a 45-year-old non-athlete. I failed grade 9 and grade 10 gym. I did not see myself as a sporty person. I didn't do sports. Sports wasn't my thing. I was the class clown. I was that was me. So when I initially approached that, the idea of walking 9,000 kilometers over 17 months through a Canadian winter naturally scared me, right? The roadblocks were, I'm too old, I'm not an athlete, I'm going to hurt myself, I have no business doing this, right? There were 10,000 good reasons why I shouldn't do this. But the I is what then drove the action. So the I was, but I want to help young people who are struggling, young people who have all the possibility, but they come from impossible environments. Kids that are born into single parent families, kids that, don't identify into, a gender category, kids that are struggling with, substance use disorder, early childhood trauma, right? And so I said, I want because I believe that every young person deserves to grow up and become their potential. So that became the why. Then it became, okay, what do I got to do next? Now, when you're taking something on that big, there's lots of different things that you can do. But if the roadblock gets big, so if the R gets big, the A goes down, and then you drop out of I. So that's my example, the push for change, and I could talk to that for hours. But here's a great example that most people can identify who have ever tried or failed at a fitness goal, right? They've said, January 1st, I'm going to start jogging, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to join a gym. So they take some actions, and they're intensely positive and energetic in the beginning. So they're out there, they're running on day 1, day 2, January 4, January 5. They've got some friends, things are going, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, January 14th or February 3rd hits and they eat some cake and they don't go to the gym. And then the internal roadblocks, you're a failure. You're always going to fail. This fitness isn't your thing. You're not suited to lose weight. And then they get out of action. So the entire thing collapses. When I'm looking at this, I want to know if, let's say you want to create this possibility in your life, this possibility A. I want to know, my first question is why? Because if you don't have really good reasons for it, the roadblocks are coming. Because commitment is the willingness to carry through with a decision long after the mood in which it was created is gone. So we get excited about something, but invariably that excitement and energy wanes. Now, if we don't have a really good driving purpose, what will always happen is action will drop off. And that's not us. That's how our brains are designed. Now, the greatest thing that we do that gets us into trouble is that when we do that and go through that process, and it's the most normal and natural thing in the world for a human being to fall out of action, because of that fight or flight conservation of energy mechanism, we then beat ourselves up. And then we fortify that, our internal story, that I'm not worth it, I'm no good, I always fail, blah, 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 blah. So my negative story of life circumstances was that.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.